Good morning, traders. How are you all doing today? Hope you guys are all having a great start to your morning. Today is March 12th, 2026. It is 7:26 my time, and it is Thursday morning. So yeah, happy to be here. Share my link real quick with the team, and there we go. Perfect. All right. Gonna bring this down. We're looking at QQQ and MSTR on the secondary screen. We have this one right here. Perfect. And there we go. All right. And we are live. So QQQ sold off to $600.88, showing us a pre-market support today. We'll see if it holds that support throughout the day. Looks like it might, or it can probably sell off a little bit more. So we'll see what happens. We do have our alerts set. It is down 0.75%. Overall, Bitcoin also at 70,100. Looks like it held very well above 70,000 yesterday. Then it dipped a little bit down to 69,200. Now it's trying to hold above where a previous resistance of 70 is. And remember, previous resistance levels can turn into support levels. So we'll see if it sells off a little more today or if it begins to pump up. Going to bring this up a little bit, this level. Just this one right here. We're going to bring that up. Perfect. It looks like it is below that moving average for right now. MSTR sold off to 135.48 yesterday. So we'll see if it holds around that same level today as support or if it begins to sell off. Get our alerts back in play here. And MSTZ. It is currently at 1088. I do have 102 shares. I, of course, held 2 shares from yesterday's live session. As you can see, we traded it for anyone who's new. We locked in $91 yesterday, and we're looking to technically do it again. Now, this is a very small resistance, but if we get that breakout of the resistance here at around 1090.11, something like that, and we could see this go up even more. It can go up to $12, $13, $14, $16 where it previously was before, and it even was up to $31 at one point. So it could also sell off a little bit today. So we'll kind of see what happens now at market open. We have about 40 seconds. I do have QQQ on my other screen and MSTR on my other screen as well. Let's see what happens today. And the market is open. Okay, QQQ trying to hold around 602.60. Looks like it's doing an okay job holding. And remember, just because I take a trade doesn't mean you have to take a trade. This is the first few minutes of the market opening. It's always better to know, and have a clear sign of direction before taking any trades. BTC curling over. We'll see if it gets below 70,000. That'd be a great victory for anyone who wants to short this. It does go below 70. So we'll see if it breaks below it. For anyone who wants to short it, that would be a really good thing. If it holds above it, then it can push up even more. This is what we're looking at for MSTR. Kind of choppy, but below that moving average. And QQQ also, still has enough selling pressure to where it looks like it's going to sell off a little bit more. Doesn't mean it has to sell off all day, nor does it have to push up either, right? We're at a pretty critical level for MSTZ. Now yesterday it pumped up to 11.18 and then it pumped up to 11.14 or 15, but struggling to stay above 11 really. So we'll see if it can break out of this area. You can see a nice little move from 10.90s maybe up to that 11.15 again. 25-cent scalp. Get a quick $25 unless it begins to break out. Then of course we can see more upside. All right. And again, QQQ could just pump, which means MSTR would pump up, and then our idea to short wouldn't even matter. So bringing our alert down to the moving average, it looks like Bitcoin is testing 70,000. See if it holds, or does it break below 70 and begin to sell off even more? Yesterday the market closed right in this level. Let's see. Oh wait, no, this was in the morning. Let's go to the 5-minute. Yesterday the market closed for me right here at 6 o'clock. So it's slightly lower than where it closed yesterday. Sold off overnight like it usually likes to do. Pumps up from midnight to 6 or 7, and then looks like it was pumping. It was selling off again. So here we go. Bitcoin seems to be holding for right now at this moment above 70. You can see a pretty massive pump. I may have overstayed my welcome just a little bit, but we'll see. Love to see MSTR sell off more. Kind of been trading within this range recently, and then it broke out of that range. So now, I'd love to see this sell off, or, technically it could pump up. So we'll see what it does today. Whoa, that alert was loud. Let me turn down the volume. Let me turn down the volume. MSTR pumping. 1071 wouldn't be bad. We're gonna wait though. We don't have a bad entry. I think we're right at 1080. So we'll let this thing do its thing. Let it pump if it wants to. Go from there. And Bitcoin going to retest that moving average, which is fantastic. MSTZ is going to pump up. MSTR is pumping up, my bad. MSTZ selling off slightly. Do I have an alert for QQQ? Yes, I do. Break below 6. Break above 606. So see which way this actually goes. That will influence MSTR. Bitcoin dropping. We're going to wait to buy more as this could go lower. You see some more selling pressure, right? MSTR pushing up, and it could push up to 140s, 143 again. There's no need for it, but it definitely can. Okay, good thing we didn't buy any. Bitcoin is pumping. Again, I'm working with a very light position here. Very light position. Okay, I'd have to go down a full dollar from 1080 to 980 for it to be a significant, loss. It'd be way down here. And then at that point, I'd be looking at probably buying some more down there. So, jump the gun just a little bit. That's okay. Strong rejection off of MSTR. This is what I'm looking at right here, man. It would have been nice to buy a few more there, right? Strong rejection. We are just waiting to see if this drops more or if this begins to push higher. Being very, very cautious, cool, calm, and collected when it comes to adding more to our position right now. QQQ just kind of holding. Soundhound at 772. I do have just one tracker share just to have it. Looks like it's still a descending pattern. SoFi, got another tracker share of SoFi around $18. Again, this is more likely to sell off than to actually rally. Marble, we talked about this one, pushing up from 70 to 95, curling over. Netflix from 75 to 100, curling over. Nvidia down, Amazon down, Apple down 1% today, Google down almost 1%, ABGO down, Tesla down, Microsoft also down. 400 is not a bad price for Microsoft. 400 ain't a bad price for Tesla either. 378 would have been nicer. Crypto, not doing much, right? Curling over. Like to see that. Let's see if it can drop below this 45 EMA and sell off even more. Still very early to tell. Again, getting rejected off of that moving average, so MSTR will pump. If it finds support here, it'll push up higher. Same with Bitcoin, pushes up higher. But it doesn't look like it's very strong. It's not as strong as yesterday. You see that, how it held above the moving average from basically midnight all the way up until now it's 7 o'clock. So it's above the moving average, holding very well. Now it's below the moving average and getting rejected. Let's see if this gets rejected and it sells off. Maybe back down to that 69,000 like it usually does, right? Pumps up, consolidates, and then breaks below it and sells off. So we'll see if that is the case today. MSTR holding. MSTR seems to be holding very well. QQQ, again, at 1 minute it's selling off, it's bearish. Next minute it's bullish, then it's bearish. Now it's bullish. Just a second ago it was bearish. So let's see if it holds well here at 603, 604. If it begins to rally and push back up to any level, 606, 608, even 612. We'll see how it does. Seems to be holding very well for the moment. And here we go. Get a break below, that'd be nice. Bitcoin also holding around 7,300. And we just have a very light position. Again, just about $100. Or $100. 100 shares. 102 shares. Nothing crazy. I could add another 300 shares if I want. So it's about a 20 to 25% position size. Bitcoin, again, not really doing much here. QQQ, check it out. Another leg down, let's see. Or if it's just going to consolidate like it's been doing for the last 5 minutes. There we go, green, and then red, and then green. No, looks like it's going to get a leg down. Nice. Beautiful, come on. Bitcoin also selling off. And we probably could have added down here, but again, there's no sense of direction yet. Kind of bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. Now again, if it could break this structure and begin to rally, then we can see this begin to push up higher. So just waiting. Big push up by MSTR for no reason. BTC with the slightest green candle. QQQ still selling off slightly. So I'm watching Bitcoin, MSTR, and QQQ all right now. Actually, I should be able to show you guys. If you guys are ever interested in what I'm looking at, I should be able to see. I'm looking at my secondary screen right here. You can see my, this is MSTR, this is QQQ. And then I have our live chat right here. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at all the time. If you guys are ever interested or curious. All right, Bitcoin selling off, MSTR selling off, QQQ selling off. We are back in the green. Of course, I'd love to see this push up much higher. I'd love to buy more shares of it, but we need to be cautious, right? Buy the lows, sell the highs. Buy the lows, sell the highs. And that's scalping in a sense. But QQQ still selling off here. Wow, down to 601.95. Check it out. Huge leg down by QQQ. Huge. So let this sell off. Bitcoin could technically follow with it. There it goes. It doesn't have to. Wow, big sell off here. Beautiful. Good job being patient. Again, could have added more. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? At 1060, 28 cents, 200 shares, that would have been about $50 to $60. Big jump up. Big push up to 11. Quick 20 bucks. Not bad, not bad. Sell, stop at 11. I should have sold up there at 11.05. There we go. Gonna continue to push down. Nice. We're gonna sell here at 11.06. Locked in $22. MSTR, right, with the leg down. Bitcoin below 70,000 now. Can it sell off more? Yes. Does it have to? No. Right? We just hit a previous support level. Right? It's below it, that support level actually. So let's take a look here. Yeah, so this can sell off a lot more. But I feel good about locking in $100 or $20. I'll let this push up a little bit. We'll get a better average price. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is below that 70K now. But again, a key support level. It could find support and then bounce up, right? If it doesn't, and if it doesn't hold, it could sell off. But right now, for the last, what, 3-4 days, it's been finding support very good right around 69.5. So we're going to put this down to 69.58. Again, not trying to get back any of my profits at all today. Just like normally, right? I could have bought at 11.08 for a continuation. Could have gave back all $20 already. So we're already up $22 or 2% on a very, very small trade. We're going to let QQQ pump up. We're going to let MSTR pump up to whatever level that it needs to go to. And then we'll short this again. When we start seeing this consolidation, then it usually will either have a leg down or another move up. Just right here, right? A little V-shaped recovery. Let it recover. Let's see. V-shaped recovery. How much can it recover? And when it makes sense, I will short this again. It's a very simple setup. I could miss majority of the move by not holding those shares, but anything under 11 is pretty good, especially if it could pump up to 16. Again, doesn't have to, but it is possible. As long as Bitcoin holds above 70 though, we can see this become very bullish, right? Holding back above, so it was a fake out. It was faking all the bears out, saying, hey, let's short this. Shorted it, change in direction, now it's pushing up. So it's good to understand all time frames. Not just the 1 minute, but the daily. You know, it's been getting rejected off of the 45 EMA on the daily time frame for, again, a few days, for a week now. It's only a matter of time before it pushes above it and really, really flies. It doesn't have to, but it is possible. Hasn't done it yet. It's holding above the moving averages on the 4 hour. It's holding above it on the 1 hour, holding above it on the 30-minute right now, and on the 5-minute. So let's just wait and see what happens. I'd love to see another dip below. Doesn't mean it has to. MSTR kind of doing its own thing though, right? It didn't recover with Bitcoin at all. Or QQQ, right? QQQ even recovered. Pushed down to 600, pushed up to 602. Now MSTR is just kind of doing its own thing. Doing whatever it wants. There's really no reason for MSTR to sell off if Bitcoin's pushing up, QQQ's pushing up, so it's trying to fake everyone out too, right? I'm going to make a lower low, and then it doesn't, and now you're stuck holding MSTZ at $11. where I'm selling, you're buying. And that's not the way you want to be. Let's just wait till we get back down to 1080s. If it holds, great. If it doesn't, okay, right? Bitcoin selling off. $70 back below, or Bitcoin back below 70. Would have been nice to buy at 1092. Definitely have some gap down potential. See if it finds some support. Looks like Bitcoin's not selling off as aggressive. Remember, 1114 was a previous resistance, okay? So we're right around that resistance level. Doesn't mean it has to go up higher, but it can. NASDAQ testing 600 per share. Bitcoin down to 69.9, but it can pop back up to 70 and push very much higher very easily. So we're just trying to be patient here. QQQ at 600. Just waiting and hoping, waiting and wishing. But we're not in a position currently. We made $22. It's not a lot, but we're not in a trade at the moment. Looking to get back in. But I believe QQQ might be finding some support at 600. Bitcoin's at 699. Just waiting. See, 600 on QQQ. Can it break 600? There it goes. Could have added 200 or 300 shares right here. 100, 150 bucks. I guess we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy a little bit here and see if it begins to push up. As it pushes up higher, we'll make some more money. I could be more aggressive and buy more shares, but I don't mind holding 100 shares. As this could push up, another 80 cents, maybe hit a 12. I'd be happy with my $100. Let's see what happens. QQQ. Looks like it's trying to hold. See if it sells off more. Already giving back a few dollars of my profits. Yep, should have waited, right? I had FOMO, bought up here thinking it'd go higher, and now it's curling over for now, right? Wow. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. Again, would have been better off buying down here at 1093, so still early. Still definitely early. It's going to come back up and test 70 now. Also would have been nice to hold some MSTZ from yesterday, right? 1060, 1070 is not a bad entry. I had a 1080 entry. So it could be some continuation. Doesn't mean it has to happen, but it could. QQQ still below 600, even though it is a previous support. Bitcoin's still selling off. So we're doing okay. We're going to take, well, we're going to leave it for now. And I'm going to put one here, showcasing support for the day. And we might have wasted this trade here. And maybe not. There we go. We get another leg down by QQQ. A lot of consolidation at this level. Bitcoin at 69.9. Remember, this was a previous resistance, so if we can get below that moving average, we can see it come back down to 68, 67.9, 66. It could even come back down to 62. It can go back down to 60 if it wants to. But just kind of hanging out around this level right now. QQQ is in territory for an oversold reversal, right? So now it's sold off. RSI is in oversold territory. It's all in oversold territory. So we can see this begin to rip up. As you can see, the consolidation to the downside, consolidation to the upside. QQQ back above 70. Yeah, I'm gonna end up giving back all my profits. $11 is a pretty common resistance level for the moment, for the last few days. Sure, it can push up to 12. Doesn't mean it has to. Yeah, should have waited to get in. FOMO will get you every time to where you think it's going to push higher. It looks like a breakout. And breakouts honestly never work for me. Breakouts never work for me. I think it's going to break out a resistance and push higher. And the days I buy it, it gets rejected like it should. And the days I don't buy it, it breaks out. So it's like, it's frustrating some days. Like this day, right? Sold too early. It broke out and then rallied all the way up to 1245. Right? Where's another good day here? Another good example. Right here was a nice little breakout. Well, not really a breakout. Let's see. Like right here, right? You can see here beautifully. Okay, look, there's resistance. I'm going to sell here because of previous resistance. It goes all the way down and then breaks out higher and pushes all the way up to 15. So it can happen. You can get breakouts, and you can also buy at the tippy top and it not do anything for you. So Bitcoin back up to 70,200. Yep, see, right off of that support level. We're going to go ahead and delete this because we all know where that support level is. 70,000 is a strong support. Wow. Should have known better. I was looking for the break below with no confirmation. So we gave back our 20 bucks. Let it come down as low as it needs to go, and we'll buy some more when it makes sense. Let's see if Bitcoin gets rejected here. Bitcoin is not moving. There we go. There we go. Break below 45 EMA. Go. Let's see if we get the break below. Looks like it's going to happen. No. Let's see if we get more continuation. Getting rejected off of that moving average. So we're going to buy some just to play it safe. Here's 100 shares at 10.98. Let's see it begin to push up. We can push up higher, then we can make 50 bucks or so. Doesn't even has to. You can always rally, and this could sell off more. We are in the green now. QQQ acting as though it wants to get rejected, right? Right off of this moving average, it wants to get rejected and potentially make a lower low, bringing MSTR down with it, right? Again, getting rejected. That's why I added more to my position. Bitcoin also getting rejected, so love to see it. Slight scalping. Basically doing some scalping here, buying the low, selling the high, although I did buy the high there a little bit, so of course that wasn't good. Should have held. I sold at, I think, 11. Sold at 11 something. We could actually check real quick. Yeah, I bought at 1084. I sold at 1106. So I could have made another $15 or so holding. And then I bought at 1119 and at a 1098. 1119 and 1098. So now my cost basis is 1108, which isn't a bad cost basis, right? We do have 200 shares now. Still kind of consolidating. Love to see another leg down, but it looks like it's consolidating. Okay, QQQ still selling off. MSTR going down with it slightly. This is the time to just be patient, wait. Bitcoin down to 7,200. Still actively trying to sell off from this area. See if we get it, or does it begin to rally? Looks like it might try to hold here. I wouldn't mind buying more down here, maybe around 1096 again. Doesn't mean we have to, but it'd be nice. Okay, at one point we're up $25. That was nice to see. Bitcoin still around 7,200. Love to see this drop below. Looks like it's trying to hold very well though. There we go, big leg down for QQQ. And it recovered it all. A lot of choppiness. Still trying to hold. Feel like we're kind of playing with fire today, honestly. We want the market to sell off more, doesn't mean it has to. 600 is a pretty strong support. It could rally to 606, could rally back to 605 where it was pre-market. Same with Bitcoin. See, big move from Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is pushing. QQQ selling off and Bitcoin's pushing. Thank you. Let's see. Getting some slight rejection here again off of the moving average. It could break through that and then rally back up to 77 or 70,700. Still doing a good job holding. Right? Doing a good job holding. Had its run of getting rejected. Had its run of consolidation. Now it seems to be trying to hold above that moving average. See if it gets rejected here, sells off some more. I'd love to see that. Doesn't mean it has to, right? My trade's not your trade. I'm up $11, and if this breaks below, you know, I could be down $20, and that's when I'll decide to cut my losses. Yeah, and of course, not the perfect trader. I bought up here thinking it would continue to the upside, and it's still possible that it can, but honestly just wasted 100 shares at, you know, these highs instead of giving it the time it needed, because I thought that it could rally and push up to 1150 without me, you know, missing another $30 on top of $20, and that wasn't actually the case here. So we're gonna see what happens, right? See, pretty big move here. It's almost a 5% move, or 50 cents. See if we can get back up to those highs, or will this sell off a little bit? QQQ, it's down 1%. It doesn't mean it has to go. We'll see. I could see more downside than upside, but we'll see what happens. It's holding above 600 very well. Bitcoin, potential sell-off or potential pump up. So we're just holding and waiting. Probably shouldn't hold as many shares as I have, though. I know as soon as I trim it, though, it's gonna pump up. No, looks like it's gonna sell off. Oh, that's why. So it finally broke that moving average, right? So now it's back above the moving average. Let's see how high it can go. It's below 70 for just a moment in time. Let's see what happens. Oh, big push up. Bitcoin's pushing, but QQQ is not. So MSTR doesn't know what to do, right? Look at QQQ. Bitcoin's pumping, but QQQ's struggling still. Which means MSTR is kind of struggling along with it. Oh, here we go. Little move up higher. Let's see, MSTR could pump to highs of 140 again. 2%, 2 to 5%. So that'd bring this down 4 to 10%. 1050 to 10, 1050 to $10. That would not be good for me if that does happen. QQQ getting rejected. Right when I was about to sell. Right when I was about to sell, looks like it's selling off. The markets are selling off again, which is fine. Wow, I'm already at 50 minutes. Crazy how much time goes by fast when we're trading, having fun, right? Back in the green. QQQ getting rejected here. Really just want to give this the time it needs, right? We're either going to get a breakout from this resistance or we're going to get a breakout from this support. So you're going to sell off and go lower or push and go higher. And that's all going to be based off of MSTR and the overall market itself. You know, it looks very bearish. Bitcoin back below that moving average again for a nice bull fake out, bull trap. QQQ still struggling to get back to where it was. So we could see some more selling pressure. That's what I'm looking at on my secondary screen. So yeah, I say we set our alerts. We give this time to play out. You know, maybe within an hour or two, we'll get a better sense of direction. You know, could happen the next few minutes. I'd love to see it go from 11.7 to maybe 11.50. That'd give us about $80 in profit on top of the 20 we already locked in. So that'd be 100. You know, of course, if we get to $12, that'd be fantastic. We're talking like 90 cents a share. 180, maybe close to $200 today. So does it have to happen? No, but it definitely can. Okay, we're up $30, almost 1% on 200 shares. And again, I don't want to sell too early. I've done that too. Or I sell too early and it rallies without me. Bitcoin back down to 70. See it breaks 70,000 for more selling pressure. That'd be nice. Definitely doesn't mean it has to. Okay, here we go. Looks like we're going to get another leg down. Beautiful. Again, do we take some off the top or are we going to get that breakout? The moment I sell is when it breaks above, right? Retesting previous support or resistance, I'm sorry. MSTR is retesting support. Bitcoin down to 70,100. There we go. Nice pump. 11.20. We're up $50. 50, 53. Gonna sell 100 shares here. Locking in $50. And again, if it sells off more, then we're just gonna let this ride. I'm gonna create a stop now. This is where we don't want to give back any of our profits. This is where we really make our money now. Okay, let this ride. We're going to increase our stop loss when it makes sense. Now, obviously, I should have kept the 200 shares and just raised my 200 share stop loss with it. But it never hurts to take some profits off the table. Again, this just has to move 50 cents and we will make some decent money, right? Push another 50 cents to 11.80. We're up $100 on the day. Looks like we're probably going to sell out of this. No? Maybe. Yep, looks like it's finding some support. Looks like it could pump up. 11.22. 11.24. Come on, get that low. Nope, looks like Bitcoin wants to go up some more. Drop. Drop. Looks like it's going to rally. Yep, looks like it's going to try to push back up. We're up $49 now. Bitcoin again with that push. So let it push and then we could scalp it again. Maybe buying back around 11 for another, 20 or 30 cent move would be nice. Now we're to the point we have a nice little cushion. We have $50, but doesn't mean we want to give it all back either, right? So just trying to really be patient compared to when I was a minute ago, right? I was not patient a minute ago. I bought 100 shares at 11.19 when I should have waited and bought 100 shares down at 10.93, right? I could have bought 200 shares down here, but instead I was 20 cents too high, or else we'd be $20 more. We'd be more like at $70 right now. That's okay. That's okay. Not complaining. Just saying. See if we get another leg down. $11.20. I want to set a limit to buy at around 11.03 again. Bitcoin pushing. We're just going to let everything push. Let's let it all push. MSTR is pushing up. QQQ's pushing up. Bitcoin's pushing up. And guess what? We're out of our position again. Right? So at one point we had 20. Locked it in. We were out. We bought here when we should have waited. But that's okay. Bought some more here. Sold. Locked in just shy of $50. And now we're going to wait. We're going to wait for Bitcoin to pump wherever it needs to pump up to. Wherever QQQ and MSTR need to pump up to. And if we get back in for another trade, great. If we don't, well, then that's okay too, right? We got to understand highs and low levels. And right now, this is super choppy. There's really no point in even trading this at this point, right? It's holding very strong above this moving average. Honestly, I'd love to see it break below the moving average and then we get selling pressure. So really, we're just trading within this little choppiness. I mean, literally just trading within this movement, right? From 7:30 to now. I mean, we're not really doing all that much, right? We're trying to buy the peak for the anticipation of a sell-off, and it just keeps going back and forth right now. So not a lot is happening. Technically, you could just hold this position because, everything's saying that it could sell off more on the 1 minute. But then on the 5-minute, it's telling a different story. It's saying everything can hold, and it could be very bullish. So, two different stories, two different time frames. This is at 11:20, and everything's just kind of playing with us right now. So, right now up $49 on the day. We are going to be getting ready to take a trip overnight because in my town the utilities are going to be shut off for 12 hours from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is nuts, right? So we're going to take a little trip. I'm going to have our mother-in-law come and house sit. She don't mind the dark, and hang out with the dog and the cats, and so she'll be here. But me and the kids are going to go and enjoy a hotel room with a pool and a hot tub on a Thursday night, just a random night. So excited to do that. Big sell-off here from this. Did I miss it? Could hold though, right? Could hold. There's no clear sign of direction. So I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. If this does begin to break below 70 and hold, then we could see more selling pressure from MSTR. And of course, we need another leg down by QQQ. So I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. Thank you for your time. Like always, let's remember to end the year on a green note. Later, guys.